Okay guys, it is night number 2 with the new Supra Focus. And as you saw last night, I didn't do a whole lot with the bow. Just some basic setup, rough draw length, and just shot it a few times. I did shoot it through paper once with a fletch shaft just to make sure it's not doing anything crazy, and it pretty much shot a bullet hole with the fletch shaft. Now, especially for target shooters or serious bow hunters that want the most accuracy out of your setup, here's a good tip for you. Now, like I mentioned last night, I am going to be changing these strings, but I want to shoot the bow enough to have my draw length dialed in, and then I can build those strings to my perfect spec, so I'm not having to twist a lot or untwist a lot, whatever, to make it fit. Now, where I think a lot of people go wrong when they're setting these bows up for themselves is generally you'll get the bow, set your draw length, set everything up, and then you'll directly go into the tuning process. You may, drop back a couple times and be like, yeah, draw length's good. And then you'll spend however long on tuning. It could be a 1, 2, 3 shot deal, or it could be a whole night trying to get it to tune. And I'll show you guys how I tune when I actually replace these strings. But I think that's the wrong way to go about it. Most of the time, especially a target archer, they're going to be fine-tuning draw length. Very rarely do we ever just set it to 30 inches in my case. Very rarely do we set it to 30 inches and it's perfect and we shoot it there forever. So a lot of times we'll be tweaking our draw length. We may add a couple twists to the cables, or a couple twists into the string, or twists out of the cables, whatever. So if you go through all that time to tune the bow, and then you go to shoot it and realize you have to tweak your draw length, that's going to change that tune some. So then you're going to have to go back and tune it again. So my recommendation is to maybe shoot it once through paper just to make sure it's not going through there and tearing 6 inches or something. But shoot the bow. Get the bow to fit you, get it to feel the way you want, then tune it. Then you can go through your tuning process, whether it be moving the rest, or in this case you'd have to shim the cams if the rest falls outside a recommended center shot, which for most bows somewhere around 13/16 to 3/4 measured from the inside of the shelf to the center of the arrow. But that should help you guys. Now tonight my game plan is I just need to make some shots. As you can see, it's dark. I'm like everybody else. I'm just pressed for time. I got off work, got home, ate, and then immediately come in here. So it's about almost 7 o'clock. So tonight the game plan is just to put some arrows through this bow, see if I need to make any adjustments to draw length, and then just get my shot working again. The arrows I shot last night, I could tell I was super rusty, so it's going to take some time to get back into shooting shape. So I'm just going to try and get some arrows through this bow, and then we'll tackle the tune and stuff later, and I'll show that to you guys. So stay tuned. I'm going to try and show you guys just about everything I do with my target bow this year. If it's a afternoon practice session for a couple hours, I'm going to show you. When I go to tune the bow, I'll show you that too. So you can kind of follow my year and see how I do in some of the tournaments and different things, and might be able to help you guys become better archers yourself along the way. I've been doing this for quite a few years now. I started shooting competitively in 2008. And I've had a few good finishes nationally through the years, so I might be able to help you guys with some different things. And this is kind of a side of me and a side of Rocky Top bow hunting that makes it kind of unique. I think I'm not just a hunter, I'm an archer too. So stick with me. We're going to put some arrows through this bow, see if we can get familiar and knock all this rust off. That AAE Pro blade on this bow is killing the top of my hand. I've run into that before on other bows, but on the follow through, the corner of it's catching me right there. really not much I can do about that. I think this bow is going to shoot. The draw length is actually really close, and that's usually not the case for me. It seems like I'm always dead in between modules or draw lengths. It's set on 30 inches right now, and I measured it, and it's somewhere, it was between 28 and a half and 28 and 5/8 to the back of the grip. So, you know, you're probably talking about the bow drawing 3/8 long. I think it was closer to 5/8. So 3/8 long, which is pretty similar to what I'm used to with Matthews. Tell you a small insignificant thing that I'm really liking with this bow, and I mentioned it last night, is that ridge or that channel right in the front of the grip. I like to grip the bow and just rest those front two fingers, and they just naturally fall in that channel, and it feels so good. But it is such a small little detail, but it's something I really like. This bow is 37 inches axle to axle. My hunting bow is 33. It's definitely not second nature yet to getting into my anchor. Just kind of having to relearn things a little bit right now, but overall the bow's feeling pretty good. That rest drilling the top of my hand does not feel good. In the past, I've been able to tie like a D-loop wrist sling to where it stops my hand a little short of that on the follow through. I may have to end up trying that. Okay guys, we're gonna close this out with just first impressions on the bow. Like I said, it's the first PSE bow I've owned since 2013. So far I really like it. These Evolve cams are really nice. They make really good speed for how they draw. They draw super good. The grip on the Supra Focus is awesome. I have no complaints there. It's perfect. The overall bow geometry, where it's a deflex riser without any accessories on it, if you pick the bow up, it's not going to feel good to you. That top cam, if you held it out and just let it go, it's going to hit you in the top of the head. I mean, it is very back heavy just naturally, which is a good thing for a target bow because you can run a little more weight on your front stabilizer, thus allowing you to probably hold a little bit better. Speed wise, I showed you guys that it's on par with my TRX-7 from last year. As far as setup, I'm just gonna have to shoot it and kind of tell you where I end up on stabilizer setup and all that good stuff. But so far so good. I'm very impressed with it. I'm gonna spend the rest of the night blank belling like you've seen me do here, just trying to get a feel for my shot and feel everything out a little bit. But when I actually get outside and shoot it, I will show it to you guys. But this is it for now. If you have any questions, drop them down in the comments. I'll get to them. Hopefully you guys will enjoy. Follow me along this year on my target archery stuff. Hopefully you'll learn a thing or two. You'll even see me out shooting my hunting bow for some target stuff too. We're going to shoot the Total Archery Challenge in Tennessee, which is we're going to shoot our hunting bows. Any of you guys that are interested in maybe shooting some target archery or learning how to shoot 3D, I'm going to try and cover that later in the year. kind of a beginner's guide to 3D archery, and then there's going to be some high-level stuff too for those of you out there that are already shooting competitively and want to get a little bit better. So stick with me.